3 nights ago, something in the woods whispered my name. I know how that sounds, but here's the problem. I was completely alone. No houses, no hikers, no signal, just trees, and something that knew exactly who I was. I went into the forest that night to film some footage for my channel. I've explored woods at night before. A lot of times, actually. Usually the scariest thing you'll hear is a deer running through the bushes. But that night felt different. The deeper I walked into the trail, the quieter everything became. No birds, no insects, not even the wind. It felt like the forest was holding its breath. I remember stopping and looking around because I suddenly had that strange feeling that someone was watching me. You know that feeling when the back of your neck starts to tingle? Yeah, that one. I turned around slowly and pointed my flashlight into the trees. Nothing. Just fog rolling between the trunks. I laughed a little and kept walking. Then I heard it. A whisper. Soft. Close. Daniel? I froze instantly. My brain tried to come up with a logical explanation. Maybe someone else was on the trail. Maybe someone recognized me. So I called out. Hello? No answer. But a few seconds later, leaves started crunching somewhere off the trail. Slow footsteps, moving through the darkness. My heart started beating faster. All right, very funny, I said nervously. If someone's out there, you got me. The footsteps stopped. The forest went completely silent again. And then the whisper came back. This time, closer. Right behind me. Daniel? I spun around immediately. But there was no one there. Just darkness. And fog. That's when I noticed something between the trees. 2 pale shapes. At first I thought they were reflections from my flashlight. But then they moved. They blinked. Something was standing about 30 feet away from me. Watching. I couldn't see its body. Only those 2 glowing eyes floating in the darkness. My mind tried to convince me it was an animal. But animals don't whisper names. I slowly started backing away. The eyes followed my movement, watching every step. Then the whisper came again. I see you. Every instinct in my body told me to run. So I did. I turned and sprinted down the trail as fast as I could. Branches hit my face while I ran. My flashlight bounced in my hand. And the worst part? I could hear something running behind me. Not chasing me, just keeping the same distance. Like it was playing with me. The trail curved toward the road ahead. If I could reach my car, I'd be safe. But then something happened that made my blood freeze. The whisper came again, right next to my ear. Why are you leaving? I almost tripped. It sounded so close I could feel cold breath against my neck. I turned my head slightly, and that's when I saw it. For the first time, it was standing right behind me. Tall. Too tall. Its arms hung down almost to its knees, and those glowing eyes were staring directly into mine. Then it spoke again. You came into my woods. It took one slow step closer, and whispered something I will never forget. You heard the whispers. Another step. So now, it tilted its head. You belong here. I ran. I ran faster than I ever have in my life. And somehow, I made it back to my car. I locked the doors and drove away without looking back. For hours I kept telling myself it was just my imagination. Stress. Darkness playing tricks on my mind. But when I got home and checked the footage from my camera, everything looked normal. The trail, the fog, the trees, except for one thing. At the very end of the recording, right before the camera cuts off, you can clearly hear a whisper. Not my voice, not the wind, just 2 words. Come back. If you want to hear what happened the next night, part 2 is coming soon. Because last night, I heard the whisper again. But this time, it wasn't in the woods. It was outside my window.